ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. So in this video we're going to be implementing audio into our video player. So this is part 3 of this series, so let's get started. Alright, so first of all, let's just fix a little bug that we had earlier in my previous video, which is that here I need a minus. Next up, also if you want to like make the player quit when the video is done, we could just say else break here, because basically AV read frame actually returns EOF at that point. Now in a production video player, you do want to like flush all the decoders here by basically sending a null packet, you know, to the decoder and then like receiving all the frames that are left in the decoder. But in our case, we're just quitting, so we're just going to ignore that for now at least. Maybe later on when we're going to implement seeking, maybe we may need that, but for now we're good. Another thing is that this packet, we want it to be AV packet alloc, and so it becomes a pointer instead of on the stack. This is just to avoid some ABI issues and so on, and a lot of other stuff. So just to be safe, I made the AV frame alloc, and then of course after that you have to turn every dot into this guy right here. Other than that, we're good. So let's just put all our SDL stuff together after all the FFMPEG stuff, because why not? Perfect. Now let's actually find our audio stream, because the same way we did with the video stream, like we found the best video stream, then we opened that decoder for it and so on. We're gonna do the same exact thing for audio. But first, let's just do some renaming. So here, this is our video codec, video stream index, video stream, and this is our video decoder. There we go, and that's pretty much it. Now let's just copy this, and we're gonna call this audio. So just copy that and go ahead and basically turn everything into audio. So it's basically the same exact code for finding a stream and opening the decoder for it. Exactly the same. And here this is going to be type stream audio. And the other thing though is that we want a related stream to the video stream that we have found. So here instead of -1, we're going to say video stream index. And yeah, next up, did we miss anything? I don't think so. Okay, so also here video codec, here it should be audio, here again audio, and that's basically for finding an audio stream. Next up, we could create our audio device. And actually before that, make sure to initialize SDL audio, otherwise your code would be perfect, but you wouldn't hear anything, nothing would work in terms of audio. So make sure to add that. And also another disclaimer, don't put your headphones on while you're debugging audio, while we're working with audio, because you could blast your tears out like I was gonna do while preparing this stream. So just be careful about that. Right? So the thing is, when we're working with graphics, like you could just, you know, break your window or break your system or something, like your GPU or whichever. But when you're working with audio, you could break your ears first. Right, anyways, so SDL audio stream, right? And we're gonna open our audio stream. So we already have an audio stream from FFMPEG, so let's call it playback. Audio playback stream, and let's say equal to SDL open audio device stream. So here there's two functions. There is a convenience function that do a lot of the initialization for us, and there is a very raw manual way of doing it here. So we're gonna go with the convenience function, which is probably the things you want anyway. And next up, you choose a device. Now you could enumerate the devices and choose one for yourself, but probably most of the time you just want to say SDL audio device default playback or recording, depending if you want to use this for, you know, recording the mic or the playback. So in our case, playback. Next, if you want a tutorial about recording, then let me know in the comments, or anything else anyway. All right, so because the more you comment, the more I'm gonna be, you know, interested into making a video about some topic. All right, so here the spec. So audio spec. Let's go. Let's create an audio spec here, and For that, we're gonna say this, and we're gonna say dot, and let's use the initializer. Can we do that? Wait, sorry, not the pointer, just like that. And we could say the designated initializer, and here we're gonna use the F32 type. Now it could be F32, S16, or anything else, but FFmpeg usually, for our case at least, would probably be SDL audio F32. Again, for a production player, we may want some more sophisticated way of doing this. Next up, the channels. So the channels, how much channels you have. Now I need to actually describe for you how audio work a bit. So first of all, you got all your audio devices, right? These are the physical devices, right? So like, let's say you have 2 headphones or whatever, so all of them would be visible to SDL. So here, when you open an audio device stream, you actually just get a logical device, right, into that physical device. Because the thing is, your application could have multiple logical devices on top of one physical device, right? Or let's say even other applications are pretty much doing the same thing. Instead of like, you know, just getting the physical device for ourselves, like they're basically sharing them, right? And essentially what SDL would do is like it would just mix all of those logical devices output into and route them to the physical device. The other nice thing about having this logical and physical device, I believe SDL2 may not have that distinction. I believe maybe. But anyways, so the other thing that is nice about that is that if your headphones get plugged off, you don't have to like reconfigure your stuff, like basically do another physical device and so on. Like SDL would probably do that for you because it's just a logical device, so we're just going to route it to another physical device and so on, which is pretty cool either way. So here the channels. So the thing is, there's multiple kinds of audio. Like you could have like one channel, which is mono audio, and like you could have stereo, so basically 2 channels. And you could even have surround sound, which could have, I don't know, 8 channels, or I don't know how much, depends, right? So what that means is that mono, basically, it's kind of like you have one ear. So like one audio go into both ears, right, into your headphones. But if you have stereo, you could have different audio go into different ear. So like the left ear have its own channel and the right ear have its own channel. So that's basically how it works here. Now in our case, the channels, we're gonna actually get it from the from FFmpeg, and you know, SDL would actually takes care of the conversion stuff for us anyways. I think maybe even for the format, probably maybe the same thing, I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, so audio decoder dot channel. So we're gonna get it from the audio decoder, and we're gonna get it from the channel layout dot number of channels. Now the frequency, so the frequency of the audio. So audio is basically just a lot of waves of different frequencies, right? But here actually we should use the sample rate. So the sample rate, so how much samples each second in the audio, right? So that's kind of like the quality, right? So how much data per second, kind of. Anyways, so here we got the spec. So this is our audio spec. And next up, you could even have a callback. But in our case, so like you could use a callback to do 0 copy audio, but in our case, no need. It just really complicates things for no reason. And if you do that, you also have to deal with some other crap yourself instead of just letting SDL do what it can do best, right? So just gonna say null. And how SDL audio device stream works, instead of having a callback, which really sucked, you actually, so like usually what you do in a production video thing, you actually have multiple queues. Like for audio, you have its own thread with its queue and so on, and like the other thread is just, you know, if it wants audio, it just pop from that queue some data, right? And if it wants to put some audio in, then it just push into that queue. But here SDL3 actually just, you know, implement that queue for you, and right now you just like push data into that queue, and when the device is ready, it's just gonna pull data from that queue, and it would, you know, just consume it. And you could actually push that data in from any thread. It's like thread safe. Anyways, perfect. Now you would do some error handling here, but for us we're good for now. Next up, the thing is about this device stream is that it starts off as in a paused state, right? So you want to basically resume it. So resume audio device stream, and then you basically give it the audio playback stream. And that's basically it. Now let's go to the next thing, which is to basically here, right? So in our AV read frame, we're actually getting multiple packets. We're getting audio, video packets, and so on. And here we're basically routing the packets, right, to the correct guy. So like here the video guy, there the audio guy, and the other is like the subtitle guy, and so on, right? In our case, here we're sending the packet to the video decoder if the stream index is video stream index. Now what we're gonna actually do is we're gonna say else if here. So else if the stream index, well, the packet stream index is equal to the audio device or the audio stream index. Well, wait a second. Right. So if that's the case, then we're gonna route that to the audio decoder that we have created, right? So we're gonna basically have a similar thing to what we've done here. In fact, it's pretty much the same exact thing, but instead of the video decoder, we're gonna use the audio decoder. And here the audio decoder again, and that's pretty much it. Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna push some data here, just like we have done here with UV texture. Now, as I said before, so as you can see, the UV texture actually have multiple planes, so it's a planar format, right? And what I meant by planar, as I've explained earlier, is that like you have, instead of UV, like one array have UV, UV, UV like this, instead you actually have this. You have one array of Y's and one array of U's and another array for V's, right? And here the pitch basically tells SDL where exactly are those arrays in there and so on. So anyways, so pretty much we have a similar thing here, right, for the audio. So let's say we have two channels, right? We have left and right, so left ear and right ear, right? So usually what you would have, and actually even the system won't say it this way, it won't say interleaved, so you would have one array of LRs or RLs and so on in whichever order, right? Instead of that, FFmpeg likes to treat data like this. So LLL, one array for Ls, and another array for Rs, and another array for Ws. That was I just added, right? Anyways, so that's basically how it goes. So actually before that, it's probably SDL. I don't think it had a planar version for this. So what we would actually do here, we would just like create a sample, what is it called, a scaler, I think a software scaler, right? And that basically performs the conversion in the CPU. In fact, that's what a lot of people actually also do in the textures too. Instead of using the planar version, they're just converting it into RGB first, into intermediate frame, and then they're doing the deal. So here we're actually doing it very efficiently by just, you know, using the format as it is without any conversions. Now sometimes we may need some conversions, but we're not going to bother with that for now. Alright, so anyways, let's just get into the actual code right now, right? So we could say put audio stream. Now here we got three options. As I said, we got the stream data, which basically expects one buffer of data, which is basically interleaved, where the channels are interleaved. And there's planar data, which actually expects multiple arrays for every channel, and then you also give it how much samples in all of the arrays. And there's the data no copy. This one you could give it a callback, so you don't have to, like, so SDL doesn't have to copy from your buffers into the system buffer. It could just like literally you could do it yourself essentially in a callback, but we're not gonna bother that way. So we're just gonna go with planar data in our case, because that's the usual FFmpeg format. And here, so, and by the way, like decoders actually use like the planar format because it's much more efficient. So like the decoder could work on one channel at a time efficiently, basically. Anyways, so SDL audio stream. So let's give it the audio playback stream here. Next up, we got the channel buffers. Alright, so for that, we're gonna go with the frame.data. Now, frame.data actually is an array of 8 items. Like, basically the capacity is 8 though, so it could be up to 8 essentially. And I mean, let me actually show you if I can. There you go. So as you can see, array of 8. And it's a uint 8t. So the thing is about this planar data, it's expecting void, or like, yeah, I believe. So what we're gonna do, actually, we're just gonna kind of like cast this to a void pointer pretty much, and we should be good to go. You could cast it like to multiple pointers, but there's no need, just void works. And for the number of channels here, we're gonna go with, I believe decoder, audio decoder dot channel layout to dot number of channels. And here for the number of samples, we're gonna get it again from the frame, so nb samples. And there you go. So this should work just flawlessly. Now don't put your headphones on, just keep it near and let's see. All right, so the audio works now. Perfect. Alright, so as you can see, it actually works perfectly. So yeah, that was it guys for this stream. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. Goodbye everyone.